Our third and final selection in today's episode sees 11th place Brentford playing host to 15th place Tottenham Hotspurs. And Brentford, they picked up an away win in South London against Crystal Palace in their last game. A retaking penalty put the Bees ahead through Mbuemo before Shada doubled the lead just 10 minutes from time. Crystal Palace appeared dead and buried before the introduction of their new man Romain Eze, who scored within 1 minute of coming on to put the pressure on Brentford. Ultimately, though, the Bees did hold up and they passed the test, winning 2-1. In terms of form, this win does break a brief 2-game winless run, and they did have 1 win in their last 7 Premier League games ahead of the Crystal Palace match. They host a Spurs side who played Leicester in their last game, a side that hadn't won in the last 7 Premier League matches before this fixture, and things got off to a good start for Spurs after Richarlison opened the scoring after just half an hour. However, I'm not too sure what happened at half-time in the dressing room, but Spurs came out very slow. Vardy levelled the scoring within the first minute of the second period, and the turnaround was completed 5 minutes later. From there on out, Spurs crumbled, and the Foxes claimed the 2-1 win. In terms of form, this result did continue a run of 4 straight losses on the bounce for Spurs in the Premier League. They haven't won any of their last 7 Premier League matches as well. When we look at the head-to-head record, despite Brentford scoring within the first minute of the game in the last match, it was Spurs who won last encounter. Solanke levelled the scores after just 8 minutes, with Johnson putting Spurs ahead within half an hour. Maddison ended the game as a contest in the 85th minute with his goal and Tottenham's third of the night. 3-1 the final score. In terms of form, that victory did make it 2 wins for Spurs in a row over the Bees. They're also unbeaten in the last 3 matches. My prediction for today's game is that both sides do like games with goals in them. They have tremendously strong records in recent weeks. Brentford have seen over 2.5 goals in 4 of their last 5 matches and in 7 of their last 9 games at home. Whereas Spurs, they've seen over 2.5 goals scored in each of the last 5 Premier League games and in 3 of their last 4 away matches. The head-to-head record is also strong. Each of the last 5 have seen over 2.5 for an average of 4.2 goals per game. So with all that in mind, I'm going to take over 2.5 goals for a full stake here in the final bet of today's episode.